Chapter 15 Unexpected News. She's the last one out of bed Friday. Kathy smells the hot chocolate and looks out the kitchen window at the two men clearing the driveway. "That is a fine young man," Judy says. "I'm rather fond of him." "It's pretty serious, isn't it?" "Pretty serious, Mom." "You're going steady?" "I'm not dating anyone else." "And Tris?" "Oh, I did see him with a beautiful woman one time. Was I jealous? But it was his mother." "It's only been 4 weeks. It's all happening so fast. I'm out of breath most of the time. But you and Daddy, you really like him, don't you?" "We do. Certainly he plays beautifully, and his singing is wonderful. Plus, he's got manners. He's humble. He's helpful. Why, you saw how he was with everybody. Carrie, for instance. He couldn't have been more attentive. Obviously, he's very intelligent, but he's soft-spoken, a good listener. Now, I also think he's quite handsome. With all his other qualities, he really didn't have to be. But he's just flat-out gorgeous, if you want my honest opinion. I think about him all the time, Mom." "You're in love, darling. It is wonderful, isn't it?" "Oh, about the best thing that ever happened to me, besides having the greatest mother and father a girl could ever ask for." "What a sweet thing to say." The phone rings. Judy picks up. "Hello? Yes, he is. Yes? I'm her mother. Oh, my goodness, dear. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry." "What's wrong, Mom?" "Tris's father. He's had a heart attack." "What's the matter?" Artie says as Kathy steps onto the porch. "Please come in, Daddy." "Tris, please." "What's wrong?" Tris asks. "Your mom's on the phone." "It's my father, isn't it?" Kathy trembles. "Yes." They hurry inside. Tris takes the phone. Judy lays a hand gently on the back of his neck. "I'm on my way, Mom. I will. I love you too." Judy puts her arms around him. He takes a deep breath and walks upstairs. Soon he is back with his satchel and guitar. "I'm going with you," Kathy says. "Sweetness, please. I can't let you do that. But I'll call you as soon as I get there. I promise. Please, Tris," she says tearfully. "Let me go with you." "Are you okay, son?" Artie asks tenderly. "I can give you a ride. You know, we can all go." "I can't let you do that," Tris says. "But thank you. I really appreciate it. Just give me a minute, okay?" Kathy says. She runs upstairs and packs. Soon, they're headed for Route 422 on slippery roads. Tris is silently praying. Kathy rests her hand on his knee as he concentrates on the road. He breaks the silence. "Your mom and dad are so neat. I used to think everyone's parents were, till I was 10 or so. That's when it dawned on me. I lucked out big time." "You did, Sweetness." She gladly provides the chit-chat he needs. Nearing Altoona, she starts to nod off when the truck slows sharply and pulls onto the shoulder. "What's going on?" she asks. "A flat tire," he says. He opens the door and steps out. Kathy sees the black Mercedes-Benz on the side of the road about 200 feet behind. An elderly couple is shivering in the cold. The husband tries to jack up the front of the car, but it won't budge. Tris brings them inside and covers them with blankets. "Kathy, this is Mr. and Mrs. Moskowitz." "Abe," the man says, as Tris grabs a hydraulic jack and walks back toward their car. "And I'm Ida." "I'm Kathy. This is Dobie, and that's Maynard." "Oh, what lovely names," Ida says. "Aren't they cute, Abe?" "So where are you folks headed on such a rotten day?" Abe asks. Silersville. Triss's father had a heart attack. She pours the hot chocolate her mother made. Oh my, Ida says. His father has a heart attack? And he's standing in the snow changing our tire? That doesn't make any sense. I could have changed it, Abe says. He shouldn't have stopped. That's just the way he is, Kathy says. So you're his wife? Ida asks. No. Oh, I'm sorry, dear, she says. I'm just a little bit nosy. So you're musicians, then? He is. I go to Lyons. I heard that's a good college, Ida says. What do you study? A few minutes later, Triss peeks his head in. We're all set, Mr. Moskowitz. Mrs. Moskowitz. Abe tries to hand him $100 bill. No, thank you, sir. I can't take that. It's only money, Abe says. Please, take it, son. It's the very least I can do. Thank you. You're very kind. Me, young man, we were stuck here almost an hour. We could have froze to death, says Ida. Listen, Abe says. We heard what happens, so you'd better get going. Do you have a business card? Not yet. Here, write your name, address, and phone number on the back of mine. He hands Triss a card that says Moskowitz Publishing. Triss scribbles his info on the back of it. Abe looks at the card. How do you say your last name? Triss pronounces it for him. What nationality is that? Ida interrupts. Abe, save it for later, okay? He has to go. It's French, sir, Triss answers. Triss Pauver, you're a real mensch. Abe gives him several more cards. Please, if you're ever in New York or Philadelphia, call me. We'd love to take you out for lunch, both of you. And our son Sammy has a recording studio, Ida adds. We'll set you up if you like. Thanks, Triss says. I'll call you. Have a safe trip. Triss waits until their car takes off. As they near Silersville, the sun is breaking through the clouds. There's a curtain across room 417 in the ICU. I'm sorry, the nurse says. His heart stopped about an hour ago. Have you seen my mother? Triss asks. The nurse points. I think she went over to the phones. Oh, baby, Karen says when she sees them. Thank God you got here safely. Mom, Triss says, with all the love a single word could ever hope to convey. Oh, Tristan. She embraces him and reaches out. Kathy, thank you for coming, dear. Kathy is bawling. Karen holds her. Triss puts his arms around both. The undertaker arrives. Karen leaves with him. Kathy squeezes Triss's hand. He looks so sad. I still hear him in my head all the time, sweetness. Kenny, too. I just wish Kathy stops abruptly. Triss nods. I know. I wish you could have met them, too. Karen's white Mercedes-Benz glides through the night. Triss and Kathy follow. The house is large and immaculate. The doorway is decked with colorful Mexican beads. The front room is filled with paintings, potted plants, elegant furniture, a pool table, and a piano. That afternoon, as Triss shovels the walk, Karen tells Kathy about her summer theater with Alexander West, about the angel in her dream, how she met Michael, and how Bernadette Pauver's love and acceptance knit the family together. She loved everyone, Kathy, and everyone loved her too. She believed every person was born with a gift, and she wanted you to know what yours was so she could help you develop it. She kept after me till I really started to believe I had a gift. I sure didn't think I did when I was growing up in Oxford. I just hoped I'd get married someday and maybe work at a factory or a restaurant. Tris walks in with his kitten and reunites her with her mother, an orange tabby. Astride the Steinway piano, Garbo licks Dobie, who flops unceremoniously at her feet. Tris sits at the piano and plays softly as Karen recalls those early years in Baltimore. He was only 4 when he started to wonder about color. I called Michael over and we sat down with him. We told him his father died and Kenny's mother too before that, and how we'd met on the bus and fallen in love. A couple of years later, he wanted to know who his father was. We told him about Alexander West, but not the whole story. The first time Tristan saw A Night to Remember, he was 7. We'd just gotten our first TV. It hit him real hard, Kathy. He cried and cried because now his father was a real person, not just an historic figure. And he was dead. Later, much later, we told him about the summer before my senior year and the circumstances of his birth. He never talks about it, does he? He knows all about the dream, Kathy, about the angel's prophecy, but he's always been an easygoing, gentle, quiet sort. He's an amazing athlete. When he was 15, he was only 5'8", but he could dunk a basketball. He was a starter on the baseball team, too, but when he saw what Kenny and Michael were doing, he decided to concentrate on music. Karen opens a photo album. This is Bernadette Pawver in 1906, and that's her husband, Tom. He fought for the middleweight crown in 1901. He knocked Tommy Ryan down in the first and 15th round. In fact, Ryan was unconscious when the fight ended, but the judges called it a draw. Ryan wouldn't give him a rematch. He fought 10 more years, but he never got another title shot. He was only 40 when he died. And this is Michael's father at 14. His name was Michael, too. He was only 18 when Michael Jr., my husband, was born. Then he had 2 daughters. The first only lived a year. Then Janice came along in 32, but she never knew him or her mother. He died before she was born, only 25 years old. And then, a year after Janice was born, her mother disappeared. She didn't come back for 3 years. By then, she was dying. Tris brings Kathy another album with pictures of Karen and Diane as little girls and teenagers. "Do you know who this is?" he asks quietly. "Your mom?" Kathy asks. He nods. "Do you know who the man is?" "Alexander West, isn't it?" "That's him. Your mother told me. I've seen A Night to Remember at least 5 times. I watched it with the girls at the dorm right after I met you, and everyone noticed how much you looked like him." Tris nods. "Now you know why." Chapter 16, Jazz Requiem. Kathy hugs Tris Saturday afternoon in the dorm parking lot. She watches his truck shrink till she sees it no more. Feeling lonely, she shuts the door to her room and lies face down on her bed. Her heart is raw, and her mind despises her neglected textbooks. Unable to take a single note, she spent the afternoon reading In His Steps, while Betty Davis, in a black headband, emoted haughtily on Channel 9. She walked downtown and bought an ice cream cone. She stood in the church lot looking at the Well Coffee House, too despondent to be philosophical. Back at the dorm, she called Ginny as night fell, but no one answered. And it was the same when she called home. Candy walked in with a perplexed look. "I sure hope your vacation was better than mine," she said. "Triss's father died yesterday." "Oh, shoot, Kathy. I'm sorry." "He had a heart attack. We were at my house when his mother called." "Oh, my. How's he taking it? I'm so worried about him. I don't know what to do. Is there a funeral?" "Monday morning at his house." Candy held her hand. "That's my Thanksgiving," Kathy said. "So, how'd it go for you?" "Well, I had a real good time at Daddy's and Linda's, but that only made my mother and brother get mad at me. Linda just found out she's pregnant too. She's due the end of June. Mine's around the 1st of July. Her baby's gonna be my baby's uncle or aunt. If mine comes first, he'll be older than his aunt or uncle. Is that crazy or what?" "So, why's Jimmy mad at you?" "'Cause he went out with Linda a couple times before she got designs on Daddy. Now he hates her. He hates them both." "Oh, that's right. What a pickle." Speaking of pickles, do you still get morning sickness?" "Not that bad. Been munching saltines soon as I wake up. Linda's idea. Can't believe how good we get along now. Feel like getting a pizza?" Candy put on the new White album from the Beatles. Kathy's depression began to lift as the Fab Four sang "Back in the USSR." The pizza man came. Kathy fetched sodas and tried calling home again, but there was still no answer. "So, how does your daddy feel about having another kid?" Kathy asked. "He's like a teenager." "And he's how old?" 47. "Do you ever wonder what's it going to be like being in our 40s? "Oh, I just hope I'll be slightly rich," Candy said, "and all my kids will be out of the house." "Slightly rich? How rich is that?" "Oh, you know, Roomy. Nice home, new car every 2 or 3 years, sharp clothes, trips to Paris, Rome, nothing too extravagant, just a life of luxury, ease, and total self-indulgence." Candy got up from her chair and sat next to Kathy on the bed. She put an arm around her. Kathy rested her head on her shoulder and yawned. Candy yawned too. The Beatles sang "Obladi, oblada, life goes on, brah." The phone rang. It was Ginny. Kathy told her the bad news. She already knew. Ginny told her Dennis was flying in on Wednesday. Her mother was still getting plastered. "She starts out all happy and bubbly, Kath, but she always winds up crying. Then she says, 'I'm sorry, I won't do it again.' But it's like that every night." "Maybe after Den gets in?" "Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Anyway, I don't want you to worry about us, okay? I'm real sorry about Triss's father, Kath. Can I call you again tomorrow night?" Larry pulled a small vial out of his jacket pocket. "What is that?" Gabe asked. "Acid. About 5 G's worth." "What did you pay for it?" "Didn't cost me 1 red cent, pal. Got it from my shrink." "He gave it to you?" "Basically." "How'd you swing that?" "Well, he's doing research with one of the psych profs on using LSD to treat schizophrenia. So, he asked me to be his guinea pig, and I took a big dose. And I told him I thought it was really helpful. Then we did it together, and I asked him if he could give me some more instead of paying me money, and he gave me 20 hits. But I had my little bottle with me. He didn't seem to notice when he got back from the John." What are you going to do with it? I'm making blotter. 100 mics per square. I figure we got 2,000 hits here at $2.50 a hit. But I'll probably wholesale it. Less risk that way. And I'll still get 2 or 3 G's. What's it like? Oh man, it's like nothing you ever tried before, Gabes. You see all these great colors, and you can see inside things and through things, even people, and you know just what they're gonna say before they say it. And it's very intense, 'cause there really is a whole different world out there, and you get to go be there and see it and feel it. It's really, really mega cool. How long does it last? Oh, you start feeling it after about an hour. Then it's really intense for 2 or 3 hours. All these far out hallucinations, or are they hallucinations? You can't really say. And then it eases up for the next 3 or 4 hours, and you're really, really mellow. And you understand life in a way you never did before. And what it all comes down to, pal, is love. But here's the thing, pal. You have to love yourself first. And that's where it really helps the most, I'd say, because most people are too hard on themselves, and they don't need to be, because it for sure doesn't do anyone any good. How about Jane? Does she? Yeah, man. We did it on Thanksgiving. My dad loves her, man. Mom, too. And she loves them. We just laughed and laughed. We went for a walk, and it was snowing, and we held hands, and it was like we were the same person, completely. And then we sat together in the basement doing nothing, and nobody said anything for at least an hour. I mean, we didn't have to say anything because we just knew. And I think we're going to get married one of these days, because it's like we already are. Tris comes by Monday morning, handsome as ever in a black suit. Kathy, in a black pantsuit with her hair in a bun, is surprised to see Yvette and Christoph waiting in Tris's truck. At the Pomper residence, about 100 people are mulling around between the front and middle rooms. Christoph, Yvette, and Tris pull out their instruments and begin to play. Tris's Aunt Janice, Uncle Hank, and Cousin Pete greet Kathy. Janice sits at the piano. Garbo and Dobie stretch out on top of it. Pete plugs in his guitar. A couple of older men join in on clarinet and saxophone. Kathy's eyes are burning as Karen, statuesque in a full-length black shift and pearl necklace, whispers her name. Her face exudes pure love. Slowly, Kathy melts into Karen's soothing arms. Karen introduces her sister Diane, a lovely blonde who greets Kathy with a big hug. Mother, Karen says, this is Kathy, Tristan's girlfriend. Kathy, this is Tristan's grandmother, Ellen Price. Just call me Ellen. She puts a hand around each shoulder and gives Kathy a little peck on the cheek. The fur collar of her coat reeks of tobacco, and her breath is lethal from coffee and cigarettes. A beautiful portrait Kenny painted of Michael sits on a table with many of the pictures Kathy had seen just a few days earlier. Magnificent flowers fill every room, and a savory kitchen aroma permeates the air. A gentle snow is falling. Yvette's flute sparkles as Tris, Christoph, and Pete rhapsodize on their guitars. The seasoned saxophonist gyrates with the ancient clarinetist. Their sanguine riffs bounce nobly from wall to wall. Janice's piano is subdued, elegant, and soulful. Slowly and delicately, the musicians wind down to a distant whisper. Clutching Kathy to her bosom, Karen speaks. I want to thank you all for coming, for all your encouragement and your prayers. Michael was an amazing guy, a fantastic husband, extraordinary father, a devoted brother, uncle, friend. He was an incredible musician. Whatever he did, he put all his heart into it. His life was way too short, but he made every second count. He's with Jesus now, rejoicing, but I miss him a lot. We will never forget him. A man with a guitar and a woman step forward. This is a song Michael and I wrote about 20 years ago, he says. That's Jenny and Josiah Miller, Karen whispers to Kathy as Janice and the clarinetist begin a soft intro. She's Jonathan and Lulu March's daughter.
Jesus, my desire, it is you I'm seeking in all of earth and heaven. Whom have I but you, Lord? Holy Spirit, fire, please consume my idols till life's greatest pleasure is my King alone. And I want more of Jesus, more and more of Jesus, counting all things lost in view of knowing him. And I want more of Jesus, more and more of Jesus, giving all my heart to Christ within. Jesus, my desire, always be my first love. It is you I dream of, Jesus, my desire.
After a magnificent silence, Ellen says, There's food here, everyone. We asked the good Lord to bless it, and he has. She waves her arm over a lavish spread. 7 different kinds of bread, 6 kinds of melon, cold cuts, fruit salad, garden salad, pasta, baked and fried chicken, 4 kinds of soup, shrimp, clams, pies, puddings, and homemade ice cream with pecans and crushed Oreos. Let's eat, Ellen says. Music fills the house again. Many different players and styles. There are trumpets, saxophones, clarinets, and upright bass, even a French horn. As many as 14 are playing now. Karen introduces Kathy as Tristan's girlfriend to practically everyone who has come to honor the life of her husband. Tris pops over periodically to kiss Kathy and his mother. The celebration is 60 strong as evening falls. Sweetness, I'm going to run Yvette and Chris back to Cross. Do you want to come along? Sure. Kathy, Karen hugs her and kisses both cheeks. Tristan, he looks at her. Thank you. Love you, Mom. I'll be back in a little while. He embraces her gently. Ellen and Diane fuss over Kathy, and Hank, Janice, and Pete come over to say goodbye. Sitting behind them in Triss's truck, Yvette seems distant, and Christoph somehow wounded until Triss starts singing in a foreign language. Yvette picks up the melody, and Christoph pulls out his guitar and begins to play. The first song leads to a second, the second to a third, and they're all laughing. Kathy, too, with no clue what she's laughing about. The truck stops at an off-campus apartment complex. Yvette and Christoph get hugs from Triss as they depart. Christoph is cordial to Kathy, while Yvette is merely polite. Triss says the songs are Swahili. He swings onto campus and pulls into the dorm lot, his beatific look leaving her speechless. Totally possessed by him, she lifts a hand which he kisses and caresses as invisible fingers massage her face and an avalanche of emotions roll down her spine. "You're a remarkable woman." She leans over and puts her arms around him. She holds him to her breast, sensing a ferocious excitement in him, wanting to turn her entire being over to him. She knows he wants her too. His fingers slide slowly up her neck and down her back. He turns the ignition key to the off position and looks at her with trembling eyes. "No one's ever made me feel like this before," he confesses. "How do you feel?" she asks. "Overwhelmed. Completely. I love being with you." "I love being with you too, Triss. If I couldn't be with you, I don't know what I'd do. I think about you all the time, sweetness." "Shh." She squeezes him, like either one of them might explode at any moment. She loosens her grip. She knows he has to get back. "I'll walk you to the door," he whispers. "Then I'll be on the doorstep forever. Just one more kiss." His sweet, beautiful kiss, so evocative. She ups the tempo, sure that every part of him wants all of her. "Call me tomorrow," she demands. "I will, sweetness." Candy was reading a magazine and sucking on an ice cream cone. "How'd it go?" she asked. "It was beautiful. Sad, but beautiful." "And how's Triss?" "He's coping." "His mother, is she okay?" "Well, I think she was ready for this. If a person can be. You know what I mean?" "I think I do," Candy said. Two wound up to study. They walked to the student union building and ran into Gabe, who was properly saddened when he heard about Triss's father. Between tunes, he told them his mother wouldn't get out of the car when his bus got in. She just ducked her head down like she didn't want anyone to know. "I'm her son. I don't mean to whine, but lately it's like being homeless. Larry doesn't want me around either, now that he's with Jane. We used to share everything, and nobody cared who paid for what. Now he keeps track of every penny he spends on me, and that's just crap. He gets $975 a month from the government for being schizophrenic, even though he's not. I'm lucky if I pull in 4 bills, singing at frats and modeling for the art students, which rates a whole whopping $250 an hour." Candy poured on the sympathy, with no mention of her own little soap opera. Gabe apologized repeatedly for dumping his problems on them. "He still sees himself through his parents' eyes," Kathy theorized later. "They're disappointed, so he's insecure and confused as a result." Candy wasn't impressed. "Oh, please. His parents are phonies, and Larry's a stupid jackass." Chapter 17. More bad news. Does he love her because of her looks? Is she the most beautiful thing he's ever seen in his life? What if I don't brush my hair and I put on grungy jeans and a sweatshirt? Bad idea, Rumi, Candy said. He's been gone all week, and there's for sure going to be some nice-looking gals at the well. You know how Gabe attracts them. True, Kathy said, opting for her kilt, black tights, and a brown velour turtleneck. He picks her up at 7 o'clock, but there's no magic in his hug. They go to the Chinese restaurant on Eli Culbertson Boulevard. 2 bowls of wonton soup, but something's not right. He looks so sad. How was your week? She asks. He sighs. Didn't get much done. How about you? Me either. Now it's egg rolls, sweet and sour pork, and roast duck, Cantonese style. But most of it ends up in a doggy bag as they retreat into their different worlds. Are you ready to go, Kathy? Uh-huh. She wonders. Is he upset with me? I'm sorry, sweetness. I'm just not very good company tonight, he says as they start down the road. What's wrong, honey? I don't know. What can I do to help? He pulls into a shopping center lot and turns the engine off. Could you hold me? Just for a little while? She puts her arms around him. He begins to weep very softly. I'm sorry, sweetness. I can't be around people right now. I'm so sorry. I know you really wanted to go see Gabe. Don't worry about that, honey. We don't have to go anywhere. If you don't want to. Don't you know that? I really wanted to go. He's one heck of a performer. You feel like shooting pool? Pool? Where? The dorm's got a couple tables, and I need to catch up on my laundry. Do you need to wash anything? He laughs. Practically everything I've ever worn is dirty right now. The dorm is deserted, not a person in sight. Would you like to look at my etchings? Kathy jokes. You're wicked. I know. She shuts the door as her imagination kicks into overdrive. All her previously held convictions about chastity are crumbling. She wants him totally. He puts his arms around her and slowly peels off her winter coat. His kiss strips bare every restraint. She wants to scream, to jump all over him, to lie down and close her eyes. I love you, she says, with conviction. I love you too, sweetness. Love me, love me, love me. Every fiber of her being screams. Suddenly, the room shakes as the sound of the telephone explodes through the air. He looses his hold. On the 5th ring, she picks up the receiver. Hello? Kathy, it's me, sweetheart. Something's wrong. Hi, Mom. How are you? Is everything all right? No, my precious darling. I have terrible news. Not Daddy, she thinks. Please, not Daddy. It's Jack Rizitano, baby. He took his own life. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Oh, dear God, no. Daddy's over there right now with Rita and Ginny. They haven't told Dennis yet. Why, Mom? Why? I don't know, baby. We just found out. He had a fight with his girlfriend and she locked him out. So he went to a hotel and he swallowed a bunch of pills. They found him this morning, but they just called Rita a couple hours ago. That poor woman. How much can one person take? Did you see her, Mom? What about Jenny? We went right over, sweetie, and I'm going back. Ginny's boyfriend's there, Lincoln. You know about him, right? Yeah. Why's the world falling apart like this, Mom? I don't know, sweetheart. I wish I could tell you. I'm coming home, Mom. Are you going to be at Gin's? Honey, it's late and the roads are lousy. Tris has snow tires. No, sweetheart. That boy's been through too much already. Take the morning bus, okay? He needs to be close to home, for his mother's sake at least. Please, darling, take the bus, okay? I just want to be with you, Mom. I know, sweetheart. Do you have bus fare? I'm sure I do. The 5:40 bus gets in at 9:05, I think. Can you pick me up? Me or Daddy, someone'll be waiting for you. Mom, tell Jen I'm coming, okay? I'll tell her, sweetheart. I'll let her know. I love you. I love you too, Mommy. Tris holds her as she babbles about Jeannie and her family, about the happy times. Downstairs, they hold hands on the couch while the clothes roll around in the dryers. She packs a small travel bag and puts her alarm clock in her purse. It's frigid outside. Not much better in Tris's vehicle. He offers to drive her to Kyberstown. Just stay with me till the bus gets here. Could you sing for me? In a supermarket lot, he sings Girl and Yesterday. He calls his mother from a payphone. She curls up on the air mattress in the middle of his truck. Kathy? He's back. Are you sleepy? Yeah. Here. He opens his sleeping bag and spreads it over her. Climb in. He spreads a couple of army blankets over her. You're right, she says. This is really warm. Put this on. He gives her a blue woolen stocking cap. He starts the engine. I'll take you to the bus station. What time do you want to wake up? I set the alarm for 5. The bus leaves at 5:40. A few minutes later, Tris rests in the driver's seat under a thick blanket. Well, darling, good night. Could you hold me for just a little while, Tris? She asks. He climbs into the sleeping bag and wraps his arms around her. Kiss me, please, she says. He places his lips gently against hers. At 5:00, the alarm goes off. She opens her eyes and sees Tris slumped against the passenger seat under a blanket. Good morning, he says. Did you sleep okay? Pretty good, actually. When did I pass out? Oh, it was somewhere around the Maverick episode where Brett got amnesia and they hired him to kill his brother Bart, only Brett didn't know Bart was his brother. Oh, yes, I remember now. So what happened? Well, just when he was ready to pull the trigger, Bart said something to distract him, and that's when Cousin Bo, played by British actor Roger Moore, whacked him on the head with a brickbat. And of course, when Brett regained consciousness, he also regained his memory. Would you like some coffee? Yeah, better make it high test. Tris puts a pot of water on his little gas stove. The bus is a few minutes late and practically empty. She kisses him goodbye, finds a seat in the back, and falls asleep. She almost misses the changeover in Pittsburgh. She arrived in Kyberstown at 10 minutes past 9. Artie put his arms around her. Hello, Angel. How was your ride? I slept the whole way. Are you hungry? Not really, Daddy. Let's go home, Angel. He shook his head and looked so sad as he started the Rambler Classic station wagon. Why did he do it, Daddy? I can only guess. He knew Dennis wanted to go back to Pennsylvania. Rita said the agency was on the verge of bankruptcy, and his fiancée called the wedding off. And then she changed the locks. I guess it was just more than he could handle. I talked to him just a few days ago, and he was upbeat like always. Never let on he was hurting. I never would have thought not Jack. It still doesn't seem real. I just don't know, Angel. I just don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so confused, Daddy. One minute, everything's perfect. And then, just like that, everything's horrible. Why? It feels that way 'cause you care, Angel. You care about other people so much, and right when everything's smiling on you, life throws you a curveball. But that's how life is. It's just a real bad time now. Dennis doesn't know yet. Poor Rita, how's she gonna tell him? And Ginny, she's got a new beau. Real nice kid. But Rita doesn't like him, so they haven't been on speaking terms. And then out of nowhere, this happens. Are we going home? Yes, Rita's mother and her sister Alice are staying with her. They're gonna go see Dennis today. They have to tell him 'cause the funeral's tomorrow. How's Tris holding up? He's so sad, Daddy. I didn't really know how special his father was. But his mother told me all about him, how they met and all. It's a really beautiful story. She's way too young to be a widow, that's for sure. And right after bearing a child, too? Dear Lord. Judy was waiting with hot chocolate and English muffins. They talked for a little while. Kathy took a hot bath and went to sleep. That afternoon, Ginny's mom and her aunt dropped her off at Kathy's on their way to the airport to pick up Jack Risitano's casket. Ginny and Kathy went for a walk. "Den handled it better than I thought," Ginny said. Link picked them up a block from the house and drove to the Keystone Diner. He seemed to be a sensitive, caring guy with beads, bracelets, and a leather headband. He nodded like a dashboard puppy when he spoke. He stroked his bearded chin, wrinkled his brow, and looked skyward. Nobody even mentioned Ginny's father, Dennis's leg, or the funeral the whole time. Back at the house later, Kathy and Judy baked a chocolate cake while Artie did repairs in the garage. "Father Riley's coming after supper," Judy said. "Daddy told me. The church won't sanction the funeral or burial because he committed suicide. They might have refused anyway because of the divorce. But exceptions have been made, and Daddy thinks, for the sake of the surviving family members, a Catholic funeral and burial is the compassionate thing to do." Artie, covered with grease, walked gingerly through the kitchen. "Is it fixed, lover man?" "Piece of cake." "You better hit the shower, monkey," Judy said. They had lentil soup and a salad. Only rarely did her parents enter into discussions where she felt left out, where they spoke as if she were not there. This was one of those times. She wondered if they wanted her to be somewhere else after Father Riley arrived. He was 66, an articulate, grandfatherly man, happy to hear she was still going to church. They bragged on her grades, on the fact she was visiting nursing homes every weekend. The priest remarked how fortunate Ginny was to have such a good friend at a time like this. Sensing they needed to get down to business, Kathy retreated to her room. She wondered whether Father Riley would bend. An hour later, her mom knocked and invited her to come downstairs. "Did Father leave?" Judy frowned. Just a few minutes ago, sweetheart. Kathy waited silently. They won't do it. The next morning, they went to a different church. The priest was in his 20s. He played the violin. Only one other family from St. Pat's showed up for Jack's funeral. Dennis had a stylish suit on. The bottom of the left trouser leg was conspicuously empty. He sat in a wheelchair between his mother and sister, who stood by the closed casket with Jack's mother, who cried the hardest of all. There were aunts, uncles, and cousins, and Jack's fiancée. Ginny's mom and grandmother ignored her. The funeral director painted a picture of a devoted family man who'd fallen victim to the misfortunes of modern life, of a hard-working, congenial man so shattered by the Vietnam War's devastation of his cherished son that he could no longer endure the pain. Jack had a family plot at a Catholic cemetery on the outskirts of town. St. Patrick's refused to preside over the burial, but they couldn't prevent it. Dennis shivered in his chair, looking like he'd been drained of all his blood. Ginny, with Link by her side, was sad but composed. Rita stared into space. Back at Rita's, the misery and remorse continued. Jack's fiancée wheeled Dennis around. After she left, Rita ran over to reclaim her son. She pitched Kathy's features and benefits. I ask you now, isn't this one fine-looking young woman, Dennis? She sure is, Mom, he said. I think you're taking a big chance, Lar, selling this stuff to high school kids, Gabe said. Come on, man. Where do you think they get their money? All you have to do is go to Baskin-Robbins and swap gym bags with a kid in the Dodgers cap. Then swap bags at the Blue Room with a dark-skinned Oriental chick. She knows who you are. You bring it back to me, and I'll give you $60, which, by the way, is 15% of my gross, and that's just the beginning. And when Dodger Boy gets popped, who's he gonna finger? Why, little old me. Thanks, Larry, but no thanks. Well, just forget it then. I'm sure you'll meet your little rich girl soon, and she'll gladly pick up the tab for all your flights of self-indulgence. And what's that supposed to mean? It means I'm fed up with your ingratitude. I'm sick and tired of carrying you, you little leech. Go find yourself another sugar daddy and leave me the hell alone. Sure, brother. No problem. Peace and love and all that. It was late when the bus dropped Kathy off on the edge of the Lions University campus. Back at the room, Candy was immersed in a Wonder Woman comic. She said she'd gone out with Gabe on Saturday night. He just called me up out of the blue and invited me to have supper at his apartment. So what did you do? Or shouldn't I ask? He painted me and read me some of his poems. They're really good. He told me all about what you do at the nursing homes. I have to admit, I thought it was a pretty dumb way to spend your time. But he made it sound really cool. Are you going out with him again? Heck yeah. Tomorrow night, we're going out for supper. Then, we're going back to his apartment to study. Think you'll be able to concentrate on your work? Oh, for a little while, maybe. Like a minute? Oh, maybe even 5 minutes. We'll see.